I'm going to cue in the music, guys. Where's my song?
Doing good.
It's another day. I'm alive. About freaking time, Nintendo. How many? You guys can go through all of our episodes of the bag. How many times have we stated they need a fucking 3D World game? Pardon my French. You know, We're like, guys, come on, you've got the tech, you've got the capabilities to do it. Let's go. And finally, they're saying, okay, now we're ready to do it. I'm like, it only took them 25 years, you know. But I just the base of what they've shown with it, for gameplay base point, in terms of going out, capturing the Pokemon, battling with Pokemon and all. It seems very interactive, very intuitive, so far. So like you're going out there, you run around, you see the Pokemon milling about, so you can throw a Pokeball at them and catch them, kind of like Pokemon Go in a way, except inside the world. Um, Other than that, they didn't tell you too much about it because like they says they're still working on it. They're working on the game, so I want to see. You've got to have the villain team. So who's that? Who's your new Rockets? Because this is in the past, which I like. So you're seeing like the beginning of the Pokemon. Kind of like the prequel to it all. So, and I want to know how big this world's going to be. Like you're saying, it's like an open world type, but how open are we talking about? They say in the Sinnoh region. I'm like, cool, but you can't. I mean, I would think they do more than just the Sinnoh region. So I kind of want to know what their plans are for it. Are they going to maybe launch new zones with DLCs? Saying, all right, here now in the DLCs, now we got the Orange Islands coming out, or here go back to Kanto or Johto. So we'll figure it out what they do. And actually, I probably screwed that up. I gotta go back to Cerebi and look at my maps again to figure out where the regions were again. But I will say this: I'm definitely very, very stoked for it, and also I'm really looking forward to the Bright Diamond and Shining Pearl re-releases. Because one, those were some really good games, and two, just the what they've done with it with the graphics, the 3D graphics, and all that. It looks really, really nice. So it'd be a nice little rehash back into the old Pokemon series. Yeah, this is from what I saw in there. This is like they stated. It sounds like it's in the Sinnoh region of Pokemon. So that's definitely a different zone. I think it was Pearl, um, Diamond and Pearl. That's what that region is in. Um, but it's the beginning of it. So it's like kind of like trying to think of that one Pokemon movie where with Lucario where they went back in
Or the
time,
big
but they were like the people were fighting alongside the Pokemon. There really wasn't really like a Pokeball type thing, you know, or there were, but it was like a single one. It's kind of going to, like I said, it seems like it's a prequel to the entire Pokemon series of here's how the Sinnoh region kind of got started and it's going on. Like this is how like this is what was going on during these times, these pre Pokemon, the world that it as times, before they got cities and all that. This is like medieval times with Pokemon. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they pull this off, what the story's going to be. And if it's an open world type thing, are they going to do DLCs where you can go to these other regions in Poke Earth? So um and I did actually just pull up Cerebi. Sinnoh regions is its own region. So I'm hoping that they will be able to definitely maybe add on later with some DLCs or something to show extra zones. So can't wait to see what they do and how they do it. Oh, I can guarantee you that old and new people, just from what I
Oh,
saw from it, are definitely interested.
one quick second, because I just realized that my mic was muted that whole time. So,
Wow.
yeah. Okay, got to give a shout out. I mean, you guys probably missed the whole intro. I introduced myself again, Malachi36. This is the PlayStation overview, the state of play overview from what we saw yesterday. We're talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus, which looks absolutely amazing. I want to give a shout out to Sweating Llama for the recent host and Lil Tofu 92 for the recent follow. Like I was saying before, I am the man. I'm pretty sure I stated gave you a appreciation for the follow a few days ago, but again, so nice you guys say it twice. So I had to give you another shout out and appreciate you. Back to you there, Mildewy.
So pretty much just from what I'm seeing of this game, it's got enough graphic capability, free roaming, that I think younger and newer generations are going to enjoy it. You don't need to know Pokemon as well to play this game. You don't need to know the ins and outs. Now, if you know it, you've got way more back lore than most people do, and you're able to move on, and go through it a lot better than most new players would. But it still looks like it's going to be new player friendly as well, in terms of lore and everything. Like I said, this is also the prequel, so this is the beginning of Pokemon. So, and a lot of the older generations, me included, are stoked for this, because now we can be like, let's go back in time and see it and start it up and go. And then not only that, but do it with free roaming capability, not stuck to just your routes. I mean, come on, any other Pokemon player, don't get me wrong, the routes were fun and all, but going off route and doing stuff was awesome. Now you're saying I can make my own routes, through this land. That's going to be even better. So, like I said, they only gave us a little bit of the intro to showing the combat of Pokemon. In other words, catching them, fighting with them. It looks like you're going to have a decent mixture of Pokemon as well in the Sinnoh region. So I don't know if they're going to take stuff from other regions, kind of combine it together, or if it's just going to be the Pokemon from Sinnoh.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic time. So I can't wait to see more and know more as they go along the development steps for it.
One thing as well that I'm gonna give right back to you. But I was about to say one thing that I thought was cool was they're not like you're not got to run like a couple steps and then you're into a fight randomly. They're roaming about. You see them firsthand. So I thought was really cool. Go ahead there, Nightball.
I had a question. I'm not okay. Truth be honest, I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. Okay. It was late. It was late in my period. Okay, I was late. I know some of them, like I know Pikachu, of course. Pikachu, right? I know Staryu, Charmander.
So the old red blue.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yellow, red, blue. Yeah.
Yellow, red, blue Pokemon.
How do you think? I was gonna ask how do you think they're gonna handle like PvP style?
Well,
they have like gym competitions and stuff.
If they even have PvP, because remember, this is the very beginning. This might just be the adventure piece of it. So they didn't have Pokemon gyms and stuff like that. So yeah, so we'll have to see. Yeah. I echo everything that you said there, Mildew. I'm very excited about this. I think it looks fantastic. I'm not. I mean, I do enjoy turn-based games now. I didn't before, not nearly as much. But I do enjoy turn-based games now. I want to see more of like what the battles simulation is going to be like, because it's very much so like the old ones, but it looks like that the graphics and the way that they move is updated, but it does look like that's going to be like your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, unless I have an ability that lets me go twice in a row or something like that. So we just kind of have to see what that's going to look like.
So they actually did show the combat in there a bit. Yeah. So when you were watching it in the endpoint, it is going to be still, from what they showed, it's still going to be turn-based. Looks like it's attacks-based, but it's in the actual world. So it's not like you're actually having to spawn into a fighting arena area to do the battle. So you're actually doing the battle right there and there live. Now, could they enhance on that? Could they make it better? Maybe like, with Pokemon Go type things where it's like you can actually activate dodges or something. Possibly. Who knows? We'll have to see what they try and do with it. In terms of what Nineball said, in terms of gyms and all, yeah, this is the this is like the beginning of Sinnoh, so there's really not, I wouldn't say gyms, but you may have like leader halls or something, or like or dojos, maybe a dojo battles is what it's going to be now, where it's like each town has like their master dojo rank, for something. So we'll have to see what they do, but there's so many possibilities, like I said, and they did kind of leave it open as to what is to come because they still have a lot to work on. But I'm just glad they didn't pull a Metroid Prime on us and just say, Legend of Arceus, Arceus coming soon. No, they actually gave us in-game content, which is like phenomenal. Now, a lot of this footage they said was not filmed in-game, but there's still some in-game content that's in there. So it's like, it still looks phenomenal and fantastic, the fact that they got something for us.
LSB live comments and saying unless you were under leveled, going off routes were fun. So yeah, so if you're not, if you were under leveled, probably not as much fun. But
not recommended. Well, a lot of times you couldn't even get to that place because a lot of times what they did is they put an obstacle like a rock or a tree there, and you had to use the HDMI cut or the rock smash to even get through it. So it's like, yeah, you could go there till you were way later on, but even then, you get it ahead of time and you try and go there, you're like, oh, there's a Dragonite in front of me.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going that way.
Yeah. So that's coming out early of 2022. Of course, as we hear more updates about that throughout the year, be on the lookout for that. Yeah, looks absolutely fantastic. I'm very excited about it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what's up. Now I want to talk about the PlayStation event from yesterday. You three gentlemen, LSB Live inside the chat, Mildewy Carrot, it's the 9ball. You guys had the opportunity to react to it live right then and there. Go pull up the list.
What?
I want to react to the event right then and there.
Which event?
The State of Play.
State of Play.
Yeah. So the first thing that they showed was Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. 4K, 60 FPS, updated for PS5. Of course, it's going to have the DualSense functionality on it. Before I go into this, do you guys want to talk about this, or is it like it's Crash?
It's Crash. I don't have much to say about Crash games.
Okay.
It looks good though. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I remember back on the PS1 days, used to just always harper out some Crash. Loved it.
Yeah.
I think there's some games that is good in that time period. Either that or maybe I just grew up out of that genre because I don't really see myself doing a whole lot of platformers anymore. I just that's just me. I'm just not one to really do a whole lot of platformers. But then again, I'm the one that said that I probably wouldn't have been going hardcore back to a skating game, and here I am playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2, which is actually coming out to Xbox and Switch this year. So be on the lookout for that for anyone that has a Switch or an Xbox. Which brings us then to the second game, Returnal, April 30th. Hype levels. Where are you guys at for this?
Oh, I can't wait. Personally.
Oh yeah.
It looks fantastic. If I could get a PS5, of course.
Yeah. Which, by the way, speaking of that, I've actually noticed that if anyone's listening right now, Walmart, their page looks different. So I wonder if they're about to go ahead and do another PS5 drop soon, maybe even tonight. But it looks different. It will show you the PS5 and it will say sold out, but it's like a green banner, and it will just say, again, sold out. We'll let you know when there's more back in stock, whatever. This time, it said it has the PS5. It has sold out, but then it has a button on there that says get notifications. So I think it's about to come up really soon. So it might be something you want to go ahead and take a look into if you guys are trying to lock in a PS5. Maybe go ahead and go to the Walmart page, hit that button. We'll see how well their notifications work. I don't know. I was raised on turn-based games. They taught me how to read. Hey man, power to you, because I was kind of the same way. Like I was more towards Tekken and Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and all that stuff in the earlier days. But again, like there's only so much of that you can play. because it's just like, all right, well, you maybe get a couple hours in, then you're ready to go outside and play. Final Fantasy was the time where I was just like, all right, I'm killing a full Sunday. I'm just going to go ahead and just play this game, try to get further in it, try to understand the story more. I'm right there with you, ALWT Live. Back to Returnal, it looks pretty impeccable to me. I'm not a horror type game person at all, as you guys already know. This looks really good. And I'm surprised on how well the stream was running when you guys were doing it. It looked like it was 4K resolution. I know it was all like recorded already. It wasn't like live, but normally they go ahead and kind of feed that in there, not at the highest resolution, and then they'll repost it at a higher resolution. So it was already looking pretty good with that, and I'm very curious to see what that mission, how that's going to actually pan out for Returnal, because there's even a point at the very end where it looked like when she goes, like it switches between first person and third person. Do you guys recognize that too as well?
I'll take a look at it. I didn't see that before.
Yeah, it was at the very end. It was like everything else was third person, but then when she goes inside the house, it's first person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to be the cutscene based, or if that's going to be actual actual first
gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, it makes you think is if it's going to be a cutscene, why would they switch it to first person when you can just keep it third? You know what I mean? Or just actually have a cinematic. It doesn't have to be in a first person view. It almost doesn't make sense to do that. So I'm kind of curious of what they're going to do.
This is interesting because, to be honest, there's another question. Will it have cutscenes? Certain games don't really have that many cutscenes. BioShock was really good about not adding cutscenes that much, period. Dead Space, I don't believe, had that many cutscenes in it as well. It may just be going between first and third and keep it going constantly.
I hear you, man. Yeah, I hear you. Any more comments on Returnal before we move on to the next game?
A rogue-like game.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to play it.
Yep.
Knockout City, gentlemen. The beta's out right now. Right, for PC and for PlayStation. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's all. I don't know if it's out for Nintendo. I know it showed off at Nintendo first, but I don't know if the beta's out for Nintendo right now. But I know it's it's the cross-play beta that's out right now. What are your guys' thoughts about this? This 3v3 dodgeball battle royale-esque type game. What's your guys' hype level? Where are you guys at?
I don't know.
I mean, if it's on if it's on the PC, PSN for free, sure. But in that,
we're about to talk about that, because if they put this one game on PS Plus, which we're going to talk about at the end of this, I'm pretty sure anything is possible at this point. I'm pretty sure anything's possible.
I know. I wouldn't doubt it, but I'm just saying I don't feel like I'm not going to drop money on it. Right away. It's not one game that makes me go, oh my god, I gotta get it. It's like, no, it's like, okay, cool. Next game.
And as a reminder for anyone that's currently watching right now, you guys only have a couple more days to lock in the PS Plus games that's on PlayStation right now for February. Because this Tuesday, guess what, baby? It's March. You know what I mean? New list comes out. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be pretty happy about that list. Okay, so Knockout. I actually did enjoy this one. I think this one will be a really fun one to do with your friends. Now, granted, is it going to last for a long period of time? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think this one I had the same hype level for this one that I did for Destruction All Stars. I have a little bit more of a hype level for Destruction All Stars, actually, just because I felt more that was different, because it felt more like Twisted Metal. This one just feels like another version of Fortnite almost, without the building, which I wholeheartedly enjoy. Even though I don't think it's really, I don't even think it's really Fortnite, because Fortnite, you dead, you're out. Of course, you can bring your person back. I think this was more of a team deathmatch, especially if it's going to be 3v3. So we'll just kind of have to see how it's going to be. But yeah, I have a strong suspicion that this might be a Plus game, to be honest with you. I'm not sure exactly when, but I have a strong suspicion that it will be.
Oh, it will be.
Sifu, not Shifu, which means master in Japanese. Sifu.
Not seafood, but
Yeah.
seafood.
I am beyond stoked for this game. I am very stoked for this game. Did not see this coming. Same people that made Absolver. I do like the combinations on Absolver. I like the combination on Absolver. The issue I had with Absolver was when I got to the end of the game content that I currently have, that was it. It was like a dry spell for me to get to the next part. I had no idea where to go. So I did enjoy as well that you could actually team up with two other people on Absolver. I think by now they probably have a dungeon that's out that we're able to run through together. An actual dungeon like of Kung Fu and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. When I saw this, man, I was like, okay, this is it, man. Video game. That's what it is. IP, man, the video game. And it feels like there might be a story there. The way that it went from a young guy to a middle-aged guy to an old guy kind of makes me, it's either A, there's going to be something unique there with the story, or B, I wonder if that's their way of being like, well, you can customize him however you want. Like, this is the main character, this is the base character. You can make him a master. You can make him a grasshopper. You can make him a, you know what I mean? Like, you can actually go ahead and customize him the way that you want. So, any thoughts about Sifu?
I thought it was okay. It didn't, I don't know. I'll have to see more of it. It didn't really catch me yet. I mean, I think it's, right now, it's the jury's still out on it.
Yeah, and it looks like we don't have to wait long. Now, I don't think it's going to be a full game. I think it will be $20, $40 game max. And I say that because the way they announced it. They announced at the beginning of the year, and it comes out this year. And we never heard any buildup of any form of announcement before yesterday. So that's why I'm kind of thinking that it's going to be a smaller type game, almost like a Spider-Man Miles Morales type setup. ALWT Live says Crash is good, but actually rewinding, it's Crash and it got a port. Crash is still good, but we aren't completely captured by the basic gameplay. I need some more Returnal. I have a feeling that you might be seeing our video a little bit delayed.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling it up on my phone. It's lagging.
Yeah, that's
on Twitch. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so I apologize for anyone that's currently watching right now. I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can get this uploaded a little bit better post stream. But yeah, we're just having some difficulty right now, so I might have to restart my router and clear cache and cookies, the whole nine. Mildewy, what's your thoughts about Sifu right now?
I'm kind of with 9-ball, but I'm going to say the jury's not still out. I think they're still hearing the arguments about it, to be completely honest, because don't get me wrong, the trailer looked awesome, but that was it. It didn't give me a sense of story, a sense of purpose besides just a straight fighter game, so which if that's the case, then cool beans. There's a lot of people who would like to play that. It's not really my jam, so I'd probably be passing on it. So now if you were to give it to me and say, hey, there's a really good story for the evolution of you from beginning to Sifu, then sure, I'll probably take a look into it. But right now, especially if it's by the same team that made Absolver, I think it's not there yet. And kind of like what you said with how it's launching this year, so it might be a cheap game. I wonder if they're going to be doing like almost like what you see on Steam and all, which is like an early access type of game, to where they're going to be building on it as the year goes on, but they're releasing a base format right now, a base platform to then build up onto it. Then they're going to do updates and inclusions and stuff like that, to where you may have a DLC package later on, So there's a lot of possibilities there, but as of right now, I'm going to be with 9-ball on the fence, just going, I'll wait and see what happens.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to actually shut off some of these other stuff to see if this will help the stream a little bit more. There we go. Okay. And yeah, so there we go. I know I told Ohio about it. He saw the trailer earlier today, text me. He's like, boy. So I know, and me and him do like fighter type games and all that good stuff. So I'm definitely interested to see what this is about. Solar Ash. Hype level, gentlemen. Where we at?
Look, this is one of those like Sonic fun. You got to go extremely fast.
Yep.
You gotta go fast on this one. It looks fun though.
I'd say out of a 10, I'd give it an 8.
Okay.
I agree with 9 Ball. It's definitely got that Sonic feel to it, mixed in like we were talking about on the stream with the Illis. We're talking like kind of has like a mix of almost like Gravity Rush and Sonic in a way, to where it's like you're floating around, speeding around, you're constantly just jumping and moving. So it's kind of as a way of that. So don't get me wrong, that those are fun times and all. You're beating up these creatures, kind of like in Gravity Rush, where you got the Nami coming out. So yeah, I definitely would give it an 8 though, because like I like those types of games. I just wish I kind of have a bit more story besides just you're going to the world's end on it. But I will say this: those boss fights definitely remind me of Shadow Colossus style boss fights. So that's another thing to look forward to. And plus, they incorporated the movement into it too. So you're doing a Shadow Colossus Sonic boss fight. So it's gonna be interesting to see. So I can't wait.
My thing, all right. So I was more hyped about it at the PlayStation event last year. After seeing the gameplay and more into it now, it did go down a bit. But I think also the part of the reason why that is for me is because it looked very much like the Pathless. So a lot of stuff was reminding me about how that game plays out, and that game's out. So is it too close together? Is it should they push it back to like a 2022 scenario to where majority of the people that wanted to try to have that type of game, like the Pathless and stuff like that, is going to give enough time to breathe and all that good stuff? I think I did like the big snake boss that they shown. That was really cool. But I think that was probably the only thing that was just like, okay, that's cool. If it's a PlayStation Plus game, I'll definitely pick it up. But I think I was teetering on the fence if I was going to pick it up. And after seeing that one, I think that's one I might pass on.
I feel like you could get away with both of them because they are two completely different games, but they're speedster games. So they have a different core mechanic in terms of how they're speeding along. In a way, it seems like. So with Solar Ash, you're going through levels and all, up buildings and everything, fighting the monsters. Pathless can kind of do the same thing in a way, but you're definitely also talking about two different genres in terms of like the world build. So the lore's different and all. You've got different skills and everything for the two. A different story to fully as well. So the only really similarity you're comparing to is the fact that they're both speeding along. And I think if you could launch like 4 zombie games in a row, back and back, sell people buy them and be hyped with them, I think they can easily get away with an extra speed game like a Solar Ash with Pathless and still be fine.
Heard that. The next game that we have that's up, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. We talking about it? We skipping it?
I will say I was definitely actually surprised by it, not in terms of like how good it is and all, but just because it seems like they definitely put a little bit more work into this one. I know Illis Be Live is probably there on the back end going, "What do you mean a little bit more work?" Because he's got that for our fantasy league, and I kind of blocked him on it because I don't think it's going to be as good. But I kind of told him in the stream and all, I was like, I feel like with what they showed here, it probably could get a 60. I'm not going to say a 70 because I don't really know their story too much. And yes, you got a cult following, but it's with a bunch of us old guys, and with the COVID going on, and everything, I don't know how many of them are going to be able to just drop and get the game right away. So I definitely applaud them for pulling it up because according to Illis, they added extra movements and stuff, so you've got more capability. But I don't think it's going to be a super hype game.
For me, I mean, like I said before, it has a following with kids. Like I said, my niece is well aware of what that is. It became popular with most younger kids because of YouTube reactors, reacting to Five Nights at Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like PewDiePie and all of them did all those reactions. Plus, too, it's got some soundtracks to it on the thing. I didn't even know they had their own soundtrack on Spotify and stuff for that. But the game itself, and like I said, I'm a horror fan, but this one probably just give a pass to. I don't really. I never was a huge fan of Five Nights at Freddy. I felt like it's just one of those jump scare games. Machine jumps out in front of the machine, everybody jumps, and it's that's it. There's not much to it.
It's no Silent Hill.
No.
Oddworld Soulstorm, which is going to be a free plus game. Thoughts? This comes out in 2 months.
Oh, I gambled on that one because this is going to be either going to be a. It's just one of those games that's either going to be rising to the success or it's just going to crash and burn.
You think so?
There's no middle ground on Oddworld. It's either going to go up or down. It's either going up or down. It's either going to be fantastic or it's burning.
I think.
Go ahead. I'm a sort of like most people say it is true. I mean, most kids won't even know what Oddworld is. They don't really have familiarity with it. I'm more old school. I have the original Oddworld. I even played a bit of it on a Dreamcast. I mean, how many kids know about that system?
Oh, I remember that system.
But a lot of people probably won't. So I'm kind of worried about it. I don't know if I should. I'm scared of dumping it too because I have a feeling that it might do well. But I'm gonna take a look at it and see where I should go on it.
There you have it. What about you there, Mildew? Are you in the same boat?
Yeah, same boat. Just because kind of like the biggest thing we talked about when we actually watched it yesterday was the older generation know the game. They're the main ones who know this game and who would really love this game. Not only that, but the core mechanics of the game and the gameplay style. You don't see too many. I mean, at least so far, I don't see too many younger generations playing it. Now, there are a lot of games that they can play that are like that, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them that do it well. But I don't think it doesn't feel like Oddworld would be one of them because Oddworld also kind of has almost like a Dark Souls mentality to it in terms of the levels. It seems like it's to where it's like they're very difficult to where you have to be very careful with it. So I'm not putting a lot of bets on this one. I'd definitely say you'd probably get some people buying it, maybe from like some of the younger, like older teens to adult generations, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think it's going to just kind of like a leaf off a tree, just kind of float down and be done.
There you go. I kind of feel I kind of agree with you guys the same way. I think it looks interesting. I think the thing that is the saving grace for it is that they did announce that's going to be a plus game. So you get it for free. So yeah, that's the thing. I think that might, because think about it. Fall Guy Ultimate Knockout. If that wasn't a free game, do you think people would pick that up?
No.
I honestly, I'll even go as far as saying even Fortnite. If you had to pay for Fortnite up front, I don't think it would have done nearly as well as it's doing right now. Among Us, I don't think that's a free game. I know
it's like $5.
Yeah, but I know it's good on Game Pass now. But I mean,
it's I think cheap.
Yeah, but I think games like Fortnite and PUBG and a lot of those free type games that
PUBG's $30, I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I take back what I said about PUBG. So like Fortnite and Apex and Spellbreak, and I think a lot of those games as Warzone, I think a lot of those games that are freer, they're doing well because they're kind of free. The one game that I heard that is free that I haven't heard anything about besides the month of it being like amped up is Hyperscape. I haven't heard anything about Hyperscape lately.
I think it's dead.
I think it is. I think it came out at the wrong time. I think it was too similar to Apex and with mixed in with Call of Duty. Yeah. I think it was.
It hit during that fatigue.
Yeah, because we had this conversation me and Nineball did about Spellbreak. We weren't sure if that was going to survive. It's surviving well, but I think it's because it spells. Like, is it doing amazing? No, it's not doing amazing. But
it's different.
But it's different. That's the thing, and that's kind of why I have a feeling that maybe even that dodgeball game will do at least okay because that's different enough. and that seems to be more team deathmatch-ish and stuff like that.
If they make it like a cheap, like $5 to $10 game, probably be decent enough and probably be able to survive better because there's not much to it in terms of extra content besides your possible microtransactions for like skins and all that. But other than that, pretty simplistic.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Let me see here. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. Let's talk about it.
What's to talk about?
Yeah, I'm getting that.
It's beautiful.
I mean, yeah. Does it solidify even more of your expectations? Does it make it go up? Does it make it go down? Was it just the same? Was it already at 10 for you?
Pixar and PlayStation had a baby, and then
oh yeah.
It looks absolutely beautiful. The gameplay looks spectacular. So it is right up my alley. I'm definitely buying it. It's on my list to buy.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Same here. And it comes out in August. So that's the part that's a little bit of a bummer because it's a little bit longer than I would like it to be. But take all the time you need, perfect that game, make it look crisp. It already looked crisp. But yeah. I'm just very curious to see what's going to happen. I will say, it kind of, I don't know why, but I had a feeling that she was like the only human in the world. I had a feeling that she was. So when I saw the little boy that she was hugging, that threw me off. I was like, oh snap, there's other stuff on here. Let's be live. My net is lagging, so sorry for the ultra late replies. It's not you, man. It's me. It's my frame rates are dropping right now. I'm getting notifications from OBS right now, and that's why we're kind of powering through this currently. And I'm going to reset my router after stream, hopefully moving forward. Maybe this is one of the rare Spectrum issues that I had because it was perfectly fine earlier. So, yeah. Like, again, I don't think it's you. I'm pretty confident it's me. But, yeah, Kenna Bridge of Spirits looks absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. One of the hype moments that we had when we reacted to the event last year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and it's not Vicarious Visions. Who was it that makes it? It's the two brothers, Ember Labs.
Yeah.
Ember Labs. Yeah, they did some really good work with this game. Now, let me ask you guys this. Is this a full game? Or is this going to be a Lost Odyssey, Miles Morales type setup?
I have a feeling it's probably going to be a full game. The combat styles with the areas that you're doing and going into kind of reminds me of a little bit of Godfall when you were playing it a bit, where you had those camps that you had to clear out and all. Mm-hmm. You've got the camps, you got the enemy bosses you got to clear out and reset the spirits to get more of them. So to be able to get more of them to go to help you to fight as you go along. So I'm pretty sure it feels like it's going to be a full-fledged game. My main question I have is just how big is the map going to be? Because I feel like this could be a very good, decent-sized open world map to go through and purge stuff and get stuff done to be able to then go to whatever the final boss is. So I am super stoked for this game. Like, as soon as I get a PS5, whenever, I gotta find myself a scalper and curb stomp them, as soon as I can get myself
I'll help you with that.
Yeah. We're gonna go hunting this weekend.
We're gonna take 2 of yours, just 2.
It's like you got 20 and you can play about 2. Yeah. But no, like it's on my list to buy right away. Like that game looks so beautiful, and I have to agree 100% with Nineball. It's like Ember Labs went to Pixar and said, "Please, O great ones, bestow your wisdom upon us," and they did. Like it looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So, Kenna Bridge of Spirits coming out this year. I'm going to segue that real fast. Before we talk about the last,
my fancy critic.
before we talk about the last 2 games that showed out yesterday, definitely want to give a shout out to you guys. This coming Tuesday, there are, it looks like 4 PlayStation Plus games that's hitting PlayStation Plus, and there are some doozies. All right, there's some bangers. First that we're going to announce is a game called Far Point. I've never heard of it. Curious to see it.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I was about to say, of course, there's Far Cry, but then there's also Breakpoint, and then there's Homefront. So like all those kind of sound similar to me. I have to see what Farpoint is. I honestly don't know what that is. Then there's another one which is Maquette, Maquette. Don't know what that is either. I haven't really looked into it. Then we have next on the roster is Remnant from the Ashes. Me and It's a Nine Ball have played a little bit of this. Very Dark Souls-ish shooter, slasher type setup. It's a pretty fun game. And it's also cool because the way that Nine Ball plays might be different. Like, I can have a different outcome. So it's one of those games that kind of switches, and it's not like always the same thing, which is cool. And then last but not least, and this is why I said anything is possible. For anybody that I've been like, yo, if you guys are looking for a game of the year, Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming free to PS4 or PlayStation Plus. Now, of course, if you download the PlayStation Plus version and you're trying to upgrade to the PS5 when you get a PS5, you would have to pay for that upgrade. It's not going to be free. Completely understandable, completely fair. And then also I think that the which is kind of a little bit of a spoiler because they talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake at the end. That's one of the two games we're going to talk about. The Yuffie edition is looking like it's just going to be a PS5 only. I don't know if they're going to bring that expansion portion to the PS4. So, waiting to hear more news about that from Sony. But man, oh man, that's a deal right there. So at the end of last year, let's recap. Even though I'm not a fan of it, PlayStation went ahead and gave you Bugsnax. I know that a lot of people like that. Then they went ahead and gave you Maneater. Then they gave you Destruction All-Stars. Now they're giving you one of the top games for 2020 for free. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Is it safe to say PlayStation's starting to shift their PlayStation Plus package to rival Game Pass?
No.
You don't think so?
No, Game Pass does the exact same thing with the Xbox games for live.
But yeah, so the games for gold?
Yeah, games for gold already.
Right.
But it's just nowhere. They would have to go way further than that. Okay. I believe to really, battle them.
All right. And I only asked that question because again, on the list there's 4 games instead of 2 like we normally get. Plus, on top of that,
they're definitely stepping up their game. I don't think they're ready to truly release whatever they're going to do to combat the Game Pass yet. I think they're still working on it, like details, hashing them out and all. But I think they're doing this to say, "Watch out, Xbox, we're coming."
Well, and that's actually the way you just said it. Literally was the way I was posing the question. This is obviously not Game Pass right now, but is this starting to cycle into something that can be a Game Pass feature type of setup to where maybe here in June, because that's why I'm assuming they'll probably drop it, is during that E3 time period. Will there be like here in June, be like, hey, we gave you this, we gave you this, we gave you this. Now, new features. And then bam. Something that rivals Game Pass. That's what I think is going on. I don't think this is the main course. I think this is just the bread before at Texas Roadhouse that you get before your steak. You know what I mean? So,
bringing up Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. Wow. Talk about, jeez.
I am a little hungry if you can't tell.
I am very hungry if you can't tell. I did check out Farpoint real quick. It actually looks really, really good. It's a first-person shooter. Exploration on your pretty much. It seems like one of 2 characters who was sent on a scientific mission to discover something about like a void hole or something like a mini black hole type of deal. But anyways, like you get sucked into a world that has alien tech on it and all. You've crashed there and you're trying to survive and figure out what exactly this void was or this energy core was that was causing all this. and trying to survive through it. So I don't know if it's also got multiplayer capabilities because there's 2 characters in there. So I don't know if there's co-op or not, but it actually looks pretty good. So I'm actually I'm actually looking forward to it. So it's going to be on my downloads for sure.
Yeah, is it just for VR?
No, actually you could do it normal, or they did have a VR gun that you could get for it. Like it could do with a VR aim. But it feels like you could do it without VR. I don't think you need VR to play the game.
There you have
at least I don't think so. I mean, I can check into that, but pretty much what I was seeing was it's just a beautiful game. Let's see here. You can play it with either DualShock or VR aim.
Okay, that's what I need, because the one I was seeing all had like VR equipment. I'm like, you need this to play it.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. Yeah. Why are people selling this game on eBay for $140? I don't get people. I don't.
It's the special no tax edition. The next game we have
business.
Next game we have that's up here is Deathloop.
Looks sick.
Heard that.
All I could say is that game looks so much fun. I can't wait to play it. That's definitely one on my list too. Underneath Kina, it definitely has this old like Bond type feel with some of the intro stuff that they were doing and all. Very Bondish. You know, Nineball actually did during the recording when we were watching it. He's like, it feels very Bondish. And of course, I do like Bond moments with shooting across the screen and all. Like as they show that, yeah. So, and also just the looping backwards and forwards, and you're fighting off that one person. I want to know more and more of the story. Like this game looks very intriguing. Like just from the several trailers they've shown us, I'm very hooked on this. So I think they've done a very good job in promoting this game, and I hope that they can follow through that with the actual game content when it comes out. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I feel like this game's got a really good hype value to it right now.
There you go. What about you then, Eyeball?
I think it looks pretty good. It has that. Also, it's like I don't know if you ever played arcane games before, like Dishonored.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It also has some elements of that in there. I've seen.
Same creators.
Yeah, I know that it has. You can tell it's them. It has that kind of thing in there. The way certain abilities worked and stuff. It looks good though. I can't wait to get my hands on it and see how that whole death and like how you can rewind time and do it over again.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
I can't wait
stuff.
to try it out. Yeah.
Let's see here. LSB Live had just commented in, which again is probably something that before, but he says LL Truth, but FNAF is more free roam looking than what I expect. And I think with more of these games, it's not a streamline like 1 or 2. They have been more free roam than being still and only jump scares.
Okay. Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah.
Yeah, that's FNAF. They call it FNAF.
FNAF.
For sure.
FNAF. I mean, if they're doing that, that sounds like it would be good. Instead of just a straight line point to your destination, that allows you to then kind of choose where you go and how you go about progress the story. But I'm still kind of on the fence of it, just because it's got a decent following. Kids have been hearing about it because of YouTube, and you got the older generation, but it's not one of those really hype games. Like I said, if anything, I could see maybe at maximum getting like a 70 straight, But I just don't feel this one coming up. I think it's just something to keep them afloat.
You don't think it's like a surprise 9 or 10?
No. Nope. It is not that.
And then bring us to our last game, which we just talked a little bit about, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and it literally looks like it's the first expansion for Final Fantasy VII Remake. The problem that we had before Remake drop, that the episodic may either be could be a bad thing, seems to have gone out the window, because I'm just hungry for more Final Fantasy content. They did the first one so I was scared. I was legitimately scared. I was like, Don't mess this game up. 7 original is fantastic. Give it the love that it needs. And when they had heard, when I had heard, and I say this almost every stream, but I say it again, when I heard that it was only going to take place in Midgar, I straight up was like FLM, like F my life for sure. like I was like, they just ruined a beautiful game to me. But I'm still gonna give benefit of the doubt. Let me go ahead and get this game because I'm excited for it. It looks great. It looks pretty. I just want them to nail it. And by golly, man, they nailed it. And on top of that, we're getting it for free in 4 days? Come on now. Come on. You know, this is just too much. This is too much. So, and now that they're going to be bringing out the integrated portion of it, which is Yuffie, and I know you guys haven't really played the original. It's interesting that they're bringing the Yuffie right now. And I say that because, and I think LSB Live, I told you guys this yesterday on stream. The point that we're at right now inside the game, Yuffie's not there. She's not existent. She actually doesn't get. You typically don't see her until like the endish of disc 1, early disc 2.
Yeah, because I made it up to the I can't remember that old. I got my first guy, like that old guy with the lightning. I can't remember.
Ramu.
You had to go find him. Ramu, yeah, you had to go find him in like the forest and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I ended actually on Final Fantasy VII when I originally was going through it.
Yeah. It was. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he also mentioned that when Yuffie was like going to work with Avalanche and all, like one, Avalanche was not like an actual like organization type thing. They were just like kind of like a ragtag group of people, versus the kind of like tight knit organization that he saw in there. Also, he said Yuffie really wasn't like trying to take a charge of Avalanche and all. Like she was kind of more just like. He said kind of like second player to him and all, but she's like going on like, I am an agent of the government. He's like, what the heck is this? I'm like, that's Yuffie saying, get out of my way.
Yeah. And now that's partially correct because Avalanche itself, from what we know Avalanche on, is a small ragtag group of friends. And yeah, they're like little mercenaries that's trying to fight for the greater good for the planet and stuff like that. They're actually terrorists, realistically. Mm-hmm. But they're trying to fight for the sake of the planet. But there's actually other avalanches out there. Like that's just a small group that is actually connected to a bigger organization that you practically never see in 7. You see them a little bit in Crisis Core. And this isn't really a spoiler, but I'll say it. You actually see them in 7 Remake more. They kind of give that portion of 7 Remake. You see more of them, their role and what they do inside 7 Remake, which is pretty cool because a lot of these other characters, Jesse, Biggs, Wedge, they have nothing to do. Like they're inside the game for like a small, minute portion of the original. Maybe if I had to put a percentage on it. Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge alone, it's like 3% of the game. And that's me being generous. That's not the case at all in 7 Remake. They are pretty vital to the game. And it's pretty cool.
They're kind of like revamping the whole story and giving more details to the characters that are there that they didn't give enough time to beforehand in the older games, and also now they're giving them more time. Because I think you mentioned this before when you say it's not the whole 7 game that's in here right now.
Yep.
We're still missing good portions of it. So probably what it is you either going to be in a lot more DLCs for the game, kind of like in a way, kind of like Monster Hunter did with DLCs for Iceborne, expansions for the extra monsters and all that for the Wyvern Song. Yeah. That may get a Final Fantasy 7 Remake 2, like 2.0, where it's a second version of it. So, but I'm actually excited that it's coming out for free, so that I can try it out and play it for free. And then if I really want to get it, then I have a reason to get it. Then I can say yes, I want to get that. So then I can get the DLCs expansions on it. Unless they're going to let you buy these DLCs, like the expansions of Yuffie and all, like a season pass or something. If they'll let you do it for the free edition. So we'll have to see how they plan that one out. But I'm still looking forward to playing the base game. And then if it goes well for me, then I'll definitely be looking to buy it and go on the train and see what Yuffie's got for us.
Yeah. Now remember, from what is speculated in the way it was presented, Yuffie's DLC sounds like it might be PS5 exclusive only. I don't think.
Yeah, and you're saying I'm not gonna try and get a PS5?
Well, I mean, it's by April, so you only have a month and a half. So if you get a PS5, you know, I'll help you. I'll
like
help
I said, me and Nineball are gonna go hunting this weekend. You want to join us? Come on.
He's like, I wasn't kidding, Malachi.
like you think I'm playing anymore?
Season. It is scalper season.
Exactly.
But yeah, man,
Wildlife Commission's just opened up. I got my tags.
I'm and that's the thing that's crazy about it is that again, I bought the deluxe edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I bought it. This news does nothing for me, but I'm excited for you guys to try this out. Like that's how much joyful this game has brought me, to be honest with you, is because it's really that good. And one thing that I would say to keep in mind when you're playing this game, and I know I kind of mentioned it briefly a little bit as well. This is not like it's definitely not the same game. You have to think of it like an alternate reality. So like if they were to stick to the same exact game, in order to complete the whole remake, it wouldn't be done in our lifetime. Because again, and I say that because again, this was a like 40 to 60 hour game that you play and you can beat. That 60-hour portion of a game that they just did was 5% of the original game. 5%. That was just the intro. Like this whole game was just the intro in the original. That was it. So that's the reason why we were freaking out, because we're just like, how are they going to make a full game out of just Midgard? That makes no sense. 2020 comes out. Makes perfect sense. like they shut my mouth and called me Sally, you know? Like that's exactly what they did.
Shut your mouth and get your ass out of here.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's literally what they did. And I was like, all right, I'm sorry. I will never doubt you again. And I never have, because yeah. So I'm very excited for April. Very excited to see what they're going to have to offer. Very excited for you guys to try out the Final Fantasy VII Remake in March. And that's actually all the games that we have to talk about right now. This coming Sunday is All Day Anime with me and Gravity Mark II. On Monday, you have TBF Abyss and Mildewy Carrot doing their Halo run, so be on the lookout for that. And then Tuesday is ALWT Things Gaming, where we're going to give you guys the video gaming news. And that's actually going to be when we're going to draw our winner for February. Our first winner for the draw, $50 gift card. If you guys are still able to participate, if you guys are still following us, you guys are already entered in. If you're not, if you guys follow us, that's a free entry right there. If you sub to us, that's additional 2 free entries on top of your entry for the follow. And if you comment the code word whenever we do our ALWT Things Gamings during that time period, that will be an additional 2 entries into that as well. So you guys have about 5 different chances, actually more than that, because the code word changes every week. So you guys are able to do it as consistently as you guys are. But yeah, $50 gift card is what we're going to be giving out this coming Tuesday. And we have some good stuff that's going to be coming out in March. We have we have a special guest pending that's going to be on the show for ALWT Things Gaming. We have our Smite Night. We have our 9 to 5 segment that we're going to have on the 13th of March. And we're going to talk to you guys about that. We'll give you those updates to let you guys know what games those are going to be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any closing statements before we wrap out this whole ordeal of our views for the Pokemon announcement and the PlayStation State of Play overview?
The only thing I'm going to say is basically this Tuesday, please pick up Final Fantasy VII. I'm not even a huge Final Fantasy VII fan, but I actually played the demo. I thought it was fantastic. I was scared going into it because I was like, Cameron, I was blasted. I'm like, oh god, are they gonna like try to chop it up and like sell little pieces of it, just make everybody mad? But they actually gave it the love and attention that it deserves. I mean, so this Tuesday, don't forget, pick up 7. Give it a run. Even if you're not a huge fan, you're getting it for free, so there's no excuse.
Yeah.
No reason to cry over it. It's not like a scalper came by and took your PS5 for right under your noses, you know.
Knock on wood. Scalpers beware. Mildewy carrot and nets 9 balls on the case. Corner pocket. They know where you live.
We're on the hunt. Malachi's driving us.
All right. Well, yeah. That's going to do it here for us at our state of play overview. Be on the lookout again for our segment coming up this Sunday. We will see you guys then. Until next time, everybody, Control, Alt.
All right.
Complete.
Peace.
Peace.